Welcome to Grow Your Strength, and I look forward to working with you today. Let's take some time to find a breathing position, either face up or face down. It's important to take some time to just bring your mindset and your body together, work on the movement practice ahead. And then I settle into my posture, start to focus on my breath, taking a deep inhale. And as I exhale, just going through neck and shoulders and thinking about whether I can soften anything there. Down into the low back, hips, legs, arms. Think of the word soften, kind of melts on your exhale. Letting go of any tension that you're holding. Breathing in and out through the nose is good, if you can. After your next breath cycle, we're going to transition to reverse tabletop position. It just means bringing the knees above the hips, hands up, and anchoring in my connection through my shoulder blades. You can establish low back curve. I'm not flattening my back, but I do have a little pressure down so that I feel my whole core activated. Okay. Now from here, keeping the hands and feet relaxed, even the face relaxed, you can roll your head side to side. This is work to keep the breath going and the posture. You can bring your knees in and give yourself a little release of that tension, roll side to side. And reestablishing the posture again, you can increase the challenge by bringing your opposite arm and leg away on a diagonal and perhaps turning your head and looking at your fingertips as you reach overhead. And just alternating sides. The further you reach out, the harder it is going to be for you to keep this connection and the breath without holding your breath. If you feel some tension in your back to hold that, a little bit's okay, but don't push any extremes. Feel a good deep activation of that. From here, I'm going to take us to our ankle work. So if you use a stretch strap, ankles and knees. Again, just a reminder to reestablish the posture through the low back and shoulders. Here's a knee hug, and then I'm going to work on fully extending that leg to whatever angle you can get to so that you don't finish with a bend in the back of your knee. You also don't want to jam your kneecap, so just be mindful you're not what we call fibers. About 5 of these moves and then transition into just the ankle. Spreading the toes, drawing the toes, and pulling them down towards your shin. Increase stretch through the back side of my leg. Here's my ankle rolls. But just cracked. Did you hear that? Oh dear. And what was that to say? No extra charge when I crack. Okay, and then big circles. Spreading the toes, keeping the leg as still and straight as possible. So we isolate the ankle. And then taking some time to switch sides. And back to the movements. Ankle work with the leg in your extended position. Got my toe spacers on this morning. Kind of got forgotten about there for a little while. Now I'm back wearing them for half an hour, twice a day is kind of what I've been doing the last few days. Circles. Do decide to try toe spacers, break them in gently, even 5 minutes to start with can make a difference. Some you just put on while you're sitting and reading or watching a show, and others you can walk around your home in. Sideline hip circles. Taking yourself to sideline position, rolling this top hip forward, and I've just got my knees and feet stacked. Then slowly taking that top leg off. This movement is coming from my hip, not my back, and having this hip roll forward will help you keep it that way. Access your range of motion, a couple circles in each direction. And then we'll switch sides. Nice deep breathing continues. Make it a core exercise by continuing to try and access slow, deep breaths. Finishing that off, we'll come to half kneeling and work on the setup, a few pulses straight to start with. So here's the setup. Putting my front foot out and just working to level my hips. You can have your back foot flat or toes tucked. Stacking the posture, so if you have a big curve in your back, you might want to just tuck your hips under a little. And then here's some pulses forward, where I feel a stretch through my thigh and hip, front of my hip, but I'm not going forward and arching or putting stress into my back. Be mindful, get a stretch response. Good connection with your front foot. And then we can take the front foot out on an angle, feels comfortable. And I'm pulling my heel in just a little bit. So as I bring my knee over my midfoot, I'm getting a stretch in through my heel. Sort of getting a sense of how things are feeling in these positions. Pop your foot out a little further, and then here's where we can support ourselves with a side reach. And I'm just turning my head and looking up gently. And I feel a stretch right through this arc from my knee to my fingertips. 3 to 5 resets here, just depending on your speed, how things are feeling. And then we'll switch sides. Go back to the setup. Did you tuck the back toes, level the hips, and sense of how things compare. Back to the breathing. And the foot on an angle. Heel in. out with the reach. Okay, after this, we're going to cat-cow. So hands and knees, gifting our spine a little movement. Don't push extremes. Here's flexion as I round up, gently pushing the floor away and letting my head be heavy. Starting in my low back, dropping my front side down, and moving through each vertebrae into extension. I can drop my chest and pull my shoulders together a little bit. Like that. Go for a few more cycles of that. We're going to return to the half kneeling position. And this time, while we hold the posture, we'll work on some shoulder rolls. Just a couple of slow circles, bringing the shoulders up and back, feeling the shoulder blades come together, down, forward, and then you can switch direction. And get some sort of warmth or heat in your shoulders. And I'll take the arms to 90 degrees and work on some, I guess, shoulder retractions. I was going to say flies. Pull the elbows back and try to feel a little connection by squeezing your shoulder blades together. And trying to stay out of the shrug. So center the shoulders. And then from here, I'm taking us to some S patterns. So one hand goes into the small of the back and one behind the head. And then you're slowly switching that up. Suggest opening the hand and from the side. If you have limited shoulder mobility, you might find yourself kind of doing this. So stay upright, keep that connection through your posture, and just take your hands to wherever they're going to go without changing your upright posture. Okay, we'll switch the down knee. These are a little warmer now, and go through this again. Circles. Letting the arms be loose. About 6 of these. With the S patterns, the hand in the small of the back, this is internal rotation of the shoulder. The hand that's on top of your head, this is external rotation of the shoulder. And when you switch, you kind of get a sense as to whether that hand in the small of the back is able to go up and reach the same amount left to right. Often we have one shoulder that operates a little different than the other. And having that awareness can help for you to improve your mobility over time with all the different things that we do. So, learning. Clamshells are next. And it's a set of 15 clamshells, 5 of each. And if you wish to put a band on, I would do that now if you want to make the clamshell a little harder against the resistance. So 5 knee only. We return to the sideline position. Roll the top hip a little bit forward. Kind of just tucked under there, supporting my head. Feet relaxed. And here's working up into the resistance. creating that tension, and then working the down and releasing the tension. If you go slow and really work, even without a band, work the up and work the down, but not just let gravity kind of flop. Second set, knee and foot. Adding your breath. Doesn't have to be necessarily coordinated with the movement, but keep working on the deep in and outs. And then 5 where your leg is straight, and I'm just rolling my top hip forward a little bit more, bringing my leg back towards the screens and lifting from my whole hip. Tension on, tension off. And after this set of 5, we'll switch over to the other side. Set that position, get the work done. Foot. And straight leg. Nice job. Okay, so we'll take hands off if you have one. I'm going to come standing. First move in standing is a balance move with a bit of a reverse step. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to step back, drop the back knee to a depth I can control, and then come through to a high knee position. Practicing this 5 times, taking your time through the move, tapping down if you need to. And when you're in the high knee, watch that you don't go into a back arch. You're trying to just float your weight over your base foot. It's a little unsteady doing this next to a piece of furniture. It's a good idea. Something close by. Reverse lunge. You can be hanging on to something. That's you. Nice. Once you finish both sides of those, take your time. Don't let me rush you. Just take the feet wide, and you can just go side to side. Listening back, getting a good stretch through my straight leg. Be mindful that you're not going knee forward, hips back, and come up. Back. Okay, and then I'll take it to a combo move where you step to the side. I'm stepping with my right, and then I take my right leg across into a curtsy. We'll do that 5 times. Lots of different angles to mobilize and strengthen hips. Only going to a depth you can control. starting to feel a little warmer. I might just turn my fireplace off now. Okay, next will be the sweater. Alrighty, so we started a set of weighted exercises, deadlift, 6 to 10. So this is our hip hinge motion. It can be a hip hinge from body weight like this. So hips go back, breathe in, exhale, stand up. You could do with dumbbells, whatever you've got available to you in your environment. Okay, inhale, hips back, back stays neutral, exhale, come back up. So I'm not rounding my back, putting pressure through my back. This is a hip dominant move. Stand up tall. I like the breath, inhaling as you sit back if you're doing this version, because that intra-abdominal breath supports your back. If you have a kettlebell, you could be doing the top down, just like I did with the dumbbells, or something on the floor. Here's where you take the breath in now before you lift. Rebreathe, keeping that little abdominal bracing or breath in as you go through loaded moves, protects from micro movements in the low back and hips that might not be wanted, right? We don't want to put any stress or tension through there that we don't have to. Okay, second exercise is the chest press from the floor, and rep range is suggested 6 to 10. We are also going to do a row down there, so if you have a stretchy band, that would be great. And also, looking ahead here, we'll need something we can press. So, chest press. Have you got 2 dumbbells? Here's my bridge position. Feet are planted on the floor. Back posture is set. Elbows are not at my side waist and not out at 90. Somewhere in between that feels comfortable. I love this exercise for what it does for posture. So if you bring your chin down, connect your shoulder blades and teeter that low back, I can feel my core muscles and my abdominal muscles active as I go through the arm press, chest press. Great. And then a long seated band row. Did some traveling over the holiday break, and I took this band with me actually, and did a lot of rows, little morning routine. Didn't have any weights, so I had a break from the weights, except for one place I stayed in had sort of rock bookends, so I used those one day. They were only about 2 pounds a piece, but they got used. And then I just did some body weight stretching in the morning and lots of walking and a bit of what you would probably progress to hiking. Very nice. Give your body a break now and then when you go on vacation. Up to about 12 of these, finishing the elbows at the sides, retracting the shoulder blades. Upright posture, staying out of a shrug, so keep those shoulders centered as you can. The hardest thing about being away while I was in New Zealand was the driving on the other side of the road. That was freaky. Okay, we go last exercise, press from down knee, side, and half kneeling. If the half kneeling position didn't feel comfortable for doing a shoulder press, you could come to standing. I like turning the palm in. This is kind of what I would call a rack position in the kettlebell world, and I just open a little bit with some external rotation and press up. You want the tracking of your movement to feel good on your shoulder. So if this didn't feel good and you just wanted to have palm in and press up and come down and not do this part, that'd be all right. Listen to your intuition about how things feel. Go with that. Lots of variations to play with all the different moves. About 6 reps, depending on the weight you've chosen. And then we'll switch sides. And we're going to run through this set one more time today. So thinking about the weights that you used, did everything really right, sip of water, that's fine. And then take your time to return to the deadlift or the hip hinge. In the hip hinge, the hips go back, the knees bend, but they don't go forward. That's more of a squat movement. So doing the hinges from the side. Taking a little pause, anti-shrugging the shoulders. Make sure my back feels okay. Breathing in. Just checking my breath and making sure I feel supported through my breath with the lips. If going all the way to the floor feels like too much, then just go to the knees or below the knees. You don't have to go all the way to the floor every time. If you feel your back is being put under stretch or curving at all like this, then you want to just shorten the distance. I could even elevate this kettlebell on a box or a pillow so that I don't risk putting my back under flexion. Okay, back to the chest press. Open things up. I'm going to aim for 10, inner dialogue. Got a rep, range, or target. If things feel okay, great. If you start to feel anything untoward, stop. Long seated band row. Take a rep or two, check that the tension feels okay. Finishing the elbows at the sides. Tall posture. You can change the angle of your elbows a little bit. Try to finish them when the elbows get to your side waist. Squeeze shoulder blades together. If you've ever had the experience of being a passenger in a car when they drive on the other side of the road that you're used to, that is almost as challenging as being the driver of the car, because you feel like the car is going to zip over to the other side and you're going to lose it. Little white knuckling experience now and then. Going into a roundabout the opposite way. It's just not intuitive. It's just, yeah. Home safe. That's good. Okay, and so finishing off these rows. So good in doing rows all day long, row, 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 boat, and then into the press. And we'll move to a different set of exercises. And side. Nicely done. So that was 2 sets. Well done. We'll go to squat and reverse lunge, 3 rounds. This is how the squat and reverse lunge. I'm going to take a dumbbell to my chest, position myself for a squat, and then adjust my feet 1 reverse lunge per leg, and then back to the squat. I said 3 rounds. I think that it easily could go 3 to 5 rounds, depending on the weight. Take your time. Move through these moves on the slower side so that it makes it harder. More time under tension. Work. Control your balance. Go to a depth that works for you. I'm going to do 4. So 1 more round. And next time I feel, you'll probably go up 1 dumbbell size. Make some notes to yourself as you go through. Second exercise is plank or push-ups. Some people practice on an elevated surface. Some are down onto the floor. Wherever you're at in your practice, try to aim for 5 of something. So it could be here. Pulling yourself in, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing away. In previous classes, we've reviewed the lowers where you put a pillow underneath the front side. Some of you are at a push-up, whether it's a partial push-up or a full push-up. Aiming for 5. And the last exercise in our set is a single leg bridge. So we just flip over and work 6 to 8 single leg bridges. Taking 1 foot off the floor, you can grab onto the back of your thigh, wrap your other arm around your rib cage, so that when you bridge up on this single leg, you know you're not going into a back arch. So your core feels connected, up, tension on, down, tension off. 6 to 8 reps. Nice. Now I'm going to take us through this set one more time today. So once you finish both sides, we'll go back to the squat and reverse lunge. Water. And as mentioned, we're going to go up with the weight, hold up the chest. Breathing in as you squat down, exhale up. So you can breathe in as you step back, exhale, come back to posture. The coordination of the breathing will give you some support. Work with the body. Okay, so after that, we go back to the push-ups and the bridges, and then the get up. So, push-ups. Meet yourself where you're at. How are things feeling? Connect a good plank position. Then do the work. That looks great, Shirley. Proud of that. Take a moment, roll onto the back. 6 to 8 of these single leg bridges. If this was bothering you and you wanted to do the double bridge, that would be fine. Single leg bridges are a lot harder. Keep your mindset around your hip and work into hip extension as you come up. You don't want to go higher than this. Get stress in your back. So, just keep focused. And as we transition out of this into the get up, just going to run to my desk here and grab a few notes that I printed from an email I got from Strong First about the get up. I've read this and decided to print off a bit of it, because if you have been doing the get up with me, you know it's one of my favorite exercises. And the CEO of Strong First, Pavel Tutsalin, wrote an article about the get up. He said there are many effective moves, but the kettlebell get up is one of the great ones. Its benefits and applications could fill a book. His whole article was on abdominal strengthening and core strengthening, abdominal strengthening. And he said, relevant to today's topic, it is an ab killer, his words. Dr. Brett Contreras tested 52 exercises, and he stated the Turkish get-up was the only exercise that had 100% peak activation of all 4 core muscles that were tested. And so I think this is enough. I will do a get-up. I see you guys doing that too. But it's a practice. Same arm up, this knee that's bent. Take some time to set that connection. Breathe in as you roll to your elbow and go through the stages. There's no perfect get up. It's just a practice. Tends to feel different every day, depending on whether you're doing it with weight, a ball in your hand, or just body weight. Still great. If you're coming out of this before me, you can certainly go ahead and do another get up or do another set of single leg bridges. I'll just finish this side and we're going to finish the class standing. Not to rush the moves, feeling connected through all the positions. Okay, just love that. So to finish, I'm going to take some weights that I can work my arms with, so some bicep curls. I'll just do these one set of arm moves and one set of 1, 2, 3 freeze, and we'll end the class. If you're doing the tape and you wanted to do 2 sets of these last 3, that would be just great with me. So do about 10 reps. Posture is aligned, looking straight ahead, closing and working the up phase and then working the down phase with some connection. You can change the angle of your hands, keep the palms in, rotate them across your chest, even try a little bit out. Into some shoulder circles, just a few weighted. Your arms a chance to regroup before you sit back into your hips and match your reps for tricep extensions. You can still change the angle a little bit, rotating the palms up or straight towards your hips or a little bit down. Just be mindful you continue to stay out of your neck. Call it when you need to call it. Doing some good work through the back side of the arms. And then here's my 1, 2, 3. I'm continuing to hold the weights. You don't have to hold the weights. Every third step, try and give yourself a little ground force reaction, a little stomp. I'm sure it feels okay, but this is getting some good bone density. And we'll go for another 30 seconds. Ten more seconds to go. And finishing this off, carefully put the weights down. Let the heart rate come down. I'm just going to do some heel kicks as I say goodbye. Thank you for building a stronger version of yourself with me today.